Hello everyone, what's up class 10th Titans? Welcome back again on your favorite channel Diksha Vedantu CBSE English, and this is your Sonu Sir. So my dear lovely kids, class 10th board champions, board 2027 champions. So in this video I am going to teach you entire polynomials from basics, remember, from basics to advanced. You all know, you must be aware about my teaching methodology. In every chapter in mathematics, I always start lecturing from basics. My intention is to give you basic clarity first so that you guys will be able to solve the high standard question, good level of questions. But without understanding the basics, without understanding the concepts, you can't solve the questions. Even NCERT questions will be scaring for you. The NCERT questions will be horrible for you. I'm not talking about competency-based question and value-based questions and daily life application-based questions. Even you guys will not be able to solve NCERT if your concept is not clear. So in mathematics, the most important part is understanding the chapter, understanding the theme of the chapter, theorem, formulas, and if any derivation is there. So understanding the concept is very important. I always suggest every class 10th champions, board students, never chase marks. Marks will automatically reflect in your result, on your mark sheet. Always chase your concepts, because your concept is clear. Once your concept is clear, even hard level question, Olympiad level question, NTSC level question will be nothing for you. Okay everyone, so let's begin this one short video of polynomials from very beginning. Okay, so let's start with polynomials. What is polynomial first? This question should come in your mind, sir. If we are talking about polynomials here, so what is polynomial? What do we understand by polynomials? So listen everyone. Listen, I'm giving you very simple definition of polynomial today. Listen everyone. So basically, polynomial is an algebraic expression. Now, you might be getting confused, sir. Now, what is algebraic expression? We even don't know algebraic expression. Okay. Keep algebraic expression also aside. Let's talk about two things. First is called variables and other is here constant. First, understand these two terms, variables and constant. My dear champions, variables are basically, it represented by letters, alphabetic letter X, Y, Z, and whatever you can take. And constants are the numeric value. Numeric, for example, 2, 3, 4, -3, -6, numeric value. Why variables X, Y, Z are called variable? Because the values of X, Y, Z keep changes. According to the situation, according to the condition, the values of X and Y and Z will be reflecting there. According to situation, it means that their values are not fixed. They keep varying according to situation. Sometime X will be 2, sometime X will be 0, sometime Y will be -1, sometime Y is equal to -5. So their values are not fixed, and they are represented as X, Y, and Z. And constant are the numeric values. Numeric values, for example, -2, 5, 3, 0, 1, etc. These are called constants. Why constant? Because if I talk about 5 means 5. 5 will always remain as it is because 5 is 5. Until and unless we are not doing any kind of mathematical calculation. We are not multiplying any number to 5. We are not adding any number to 5. We are not subtracting any number to 5. So 5 will remain as it is. 5 means 5. 3 means 3. 0 means 0. So their values are fixed. They have their own identity. 3 has its own identity. 0 has its own identity. 1 has its own identity. But their values are not fixed. Their values are not fixed. They depends on situation. Sometime X will be something, sometime Y will be something. So that's why they are called variables and they are called constants. Now, when we combine variable and numeric value in very systematic manner, The combination of variable and constant in very systematic manner. For example, I am taking a numeric 5 and I am taking a variable 5x plus I am taking a constant 3y plus 6 equals to 0. Come on. And this is called algebraic expression. This is called algebraic expression. And we can also say this is polynomials. Now, my dear champion, this 5, can you see this 5 here? This 5 is a constant value because 5 is 5, 3 is constant value, right? And 6 is also constant value. But there is a little difference between 5, 3 and 6. What is the difference? Listen, champions. 5 is constant. Yes, we know 5 is constant. But 5 is connected with x. X is variable. So when a constant number it is attached with a variable, when a constant number is attached with a variable, it gets a special name. It gets a special name. We call by a special name, and which is called coefficient. I know 5 is constant. Now 5 has a special character because 5 is attached, connected with a variable. So it is called coefficient. Coefficient. So this is basically, champion, coefficient of x. I hope this is clear to you all. Here 3 is also constant, I know, but 3 is connected with y because one variable is there. So now 3 is also will be called as special name, with a special name, and this is coefficient of what? Y. Now if we talk about 6 here, 6 is pure number. There is no any variable. 6 is alone. 6 is alone. 6 has no any variable besides 6. So this is called constant term. Now this 6 can be called as constant term. I hope this is clear to you all. When coefficient term will exist, when the constant number is attached with a variable, that is called coefficient. I hope this is clear to you all. And pure number is called constant term. And this is called algebraic expression, and this is also polynomials. So now you guys can define polynomial and algebraic expression in which every exponent, it means this is variable and the exponent of x is 1, exponent of x is 1. So exponent of the variable should be a whole number. If the exponent of variable is fractional, negative, so such expression will not be a polynomial. So there are few conditions for polynomials. It is not necessary that every algebraic expression will be a polynomial. Not necessary. We have to check whether conditions for polynomial is being following there or not. We have to check that first. Then only we can say, we will be able to say the given expression is polynomial or not. I hope this is clear to you all. So basically, polynomial, I hope the definition is clear. An algebraic expression and algebraic expression in which every exponents of the what variables must be a whole number, and we all know whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on till infinity. So this is called algebraic expression, polynomials basically. So it is not necessary that all the algebraic expression will be polynomial. No, this is the condition. The exponent of variable, I hope variable is clear, x, y, z are called variable. Variable must be a whole number. Now this point is clear. Second point, the highest power of x in the polynomial is called its degree. So see, the highest power of x, it means that if your algebraic expression is in the form of x, I mean there is only one variable x, so the highest power of the variable is called its degree, and degree decides the number of solution. Okay, so expression like root x, because x is equal to 1 by 2, and if the exponent has become fractional value, it is not a whole number, so it will not be polynomial. 1 by x means what, champion? If we push this x in the numerator form, so it will be written as x to power minus 1 because this is 1 by x. So now can you see here, the exponent has become half and here the exponent has become negative. So such format will not be a polynomial, because for polynomial the power exponent must be a whole number. Now let's do a question here. Find the degree of 5x cube minus 4x square plus x minus 7 is equal to 0. So my dear champion, degree is called higher. First of all, check it once, this is polynomial or not. So this is obviously polynomial because the exponent of variable, here x and here x to power 3 is a whole number, x to power 2 is a whole number, x to power 1 is a whole number. Even here is also x, which is invisible to you. But there is x, we can imagine x to power 0. Yes, x to power 0. And x to power 0 is equal to 1. That's why we never reflect that function. X to power 0 is equivalent to 1. Can you see here? The exponent is decreasing gradually. The first term, this first term has power 3, second term has power 2, the third term has power 1, and fourth term has power 0. So this is the proper format of polynomial. When we write a polynomial, always make sure to write the polynomial in the decreasing order of the exponents. Decreasing order. For example, if I write a polynomial 4x square plus 6x cube plus 7x minus 6 equals to 0. This is polynomial. Obviously this is polynomial. But the way I have written this polynomial is not good. This is not systematically, mathematically proved, because the highest power is 3 here. So it should be at the first point. It should be at the first position because the highest power comes first. So 6x cube plus 4x square plus 7x minus 6 equals to 0. This is the proper format. Yeah, both are polynomial, no doubt. But this is the proper way to represent, to write the polynomial. I hope. So then if you write the polynomial in the proper format, you will be easily able to decide the degree, because this will be the degree. The first position will be the degree. I hope this is clear to you all. So here in this question, the highest power of x is 3, so the degree will be 3. And if the degree is 3, such polynomials are called cubic polynomial. So moving ahead. Okay. Look at, so I have already told you, champion, it is not necessary that every algebraic expression will be polynomial. No, my dear. There are few conditions. There are few rules that should be followed there. If those rules are not following there, the given expression will not be polynomial. So what are the rules? I have already told you. Power should be whole number. Power should not be fractional. Power should not be negative. These are the conditions. So let's find out whether the given is. So this is 4x square minus 3x plus 7. So here is a whole number, x to power 2, x to power 1. So you know the exponent of x is obviously whole number, so this is polynomial. All power of x to 1 0. Here is also, you know, here is x also, which is invisible because x to power 0 is there. You guys can imagine there. If any pure variable is there, I mean pure constant number is there, no variable is there, you guys can imagine. Yes, the variable might be there, but with power 0, because x to power 0 is equal to 1. So 6 into 1 will become 7x to power 0. So 7x to power 0, x to power 0 will be 1. So 7 into 1 will be 7. That's why we don't need to show that. But it's there. It's there. So power 2, power 1, power 0. Look at the polynomial. The exponent is decreasing gradually. 2, 1, 0. Now all power of x 2, 1, 0 are whole numbers, so this is the polynomial. Yes, this is polynomial and the degree will be 2. Okay, now look at this. Is this polynomial? Yeah, this is also polynomial. Why? Because I know few students might be getting confused here. Sir, this is root 2 and root 2 can be written as 2 to power half. My dear, root 2 is under root, not x is under root, not y is under root, 2 is there. So this is constant number. It can be under root. Yes, it can be under root. Variable should not be there. Variable should not be there. So this is polynomial. Why? If this equation will look like, if this equation was like root y plus 2, now this will not be a polynomial. No, this will not be polynomial because now variable is under root. variable should not be under root. If constant is under root and no variable is there, yes, it would be polynomial. Yes, my dear champion, there is no any such rule for constant value. Constant value can be under root. Constant value, they can be under root. I hope this is clear to you, everyone. Clear to all? Okay, so this is polynomial. Third, look at this polynomial. 3 under root t. Oh my god, t is variable because t is an alphabetical letter. So 3 root 2, my dear champion, if you write this equation will look like 3 t to power half. After removing root, after removal of root, this equation will look like this, and this is t under root 2. So because of this, it can't be polynomial, because t is variable here and the exponent of variable is half, so it can't be a polynomial, right? And the region is mentioned here. Root 2 can be written as t to power half. Power half is not a whole number, so it will not be a polynomial, so no. And if this is not polynomial, we don't need to find out the degree, because if this is not polynomial, so there is no, it is not making sense to find out the degree, because it has already violated the rule for polynomial. It's not a polynomial, so we don't need to find out the degree. Now y plus 2 by y, my dear, when you modify this equation, it will look like 2 and y to power 1, because here y to power 1. When we bring y in numerator, at numerator, so this equation will look like this. And can you see the power of y has become negative, so that's why this is not polynomial. 2 by y can be written as 2y to power minus 1, so power minus 1 is negative, so it will not be polynomial. Now x is variable, y is variable, t is variable, and all the exponents are whole number. 10 is whole number, 3 is whole number, 50 is whole number, so this is polynomial. And the region is also mentioned here. All powers are whole numbers, so polynomials in degree 3. So here the degree will be 50. All powers are whole numbers, polynomials in 3 variable. Yeah, because x is a variable, y is a variable, t is a variable, but the degree will be, if I ask you degree here, degree will be 50, because this 50 is the highest exponent. The highest exponent is called degree. I hope this is clear to you all. Next, x square plus 5 x to power minus 3. Oh my god, if variable is having negative power, it means that it will not be polynomial. The term 5x to power minus 3 is a negative. Region is also given there. Okay, now 7, only constant. 7 is written there, only constant. My dear champion, if 7 is written there, we can imagine 7x to power 0. Yes, 7x to power 0, because x to power 0 is equal to 1. So 7 into 1, 7. If any number is alone, if any number is there, for example 10, so we can write 10y to power 0, 10x to power 0, 10t to power 0. Yes, my dear champion, you can write. There is a variable, but the exponent of variable would be 0. I hope this is clear to you, but this is polynomial. A pure constant number is also a polynomial. Yes, constant term polynomial. 7 is equal to 7x to power 0 and degree will be 0. I hope this is clear. Root x plus 2, again root x. The variable is in the root. The variable is inside root. So when we modify this equation will look like, after removing of root, x to power half plus, oh my god, the variable has power, this exponent half, and this is violating the rule for polynomial. What is the rule for polynomial? To being polynomial, the rule is power should be a whole number, not fractional. So this is not polynomial. Root x has power half, not a polynomial. Region is given there. I hope this is clear to you, everyone. So we have proved here, it is not necessary that every polynomial, every given algebraic expression has to be polynomial. No, my dear. We have to check whether the given algebraic expressions are following the rules for polynomials or not. Then only we can say, yes, this is polynomial, this is not polynomial. Moving ahead. Okay. So now let's talk about types of polynomial by degrees. We are not talking about number of terms. Listen, the polynomials are categorized into different types according to different parameters. But here we are talking about types of polynomial according to degree, and you must have understood, my dear champion, now degree. What is degree? The highest exponent of any algebraic expression, any polynomial, is called degree. By the way, we generally categorize the polynomial according to number of terms also. So simultaneously I want to tell you about this according to what, champions? Number of terms, because you should understand this also. So according to number of terms, so first comes up is monomial. Monomial are those polynomials in which only one term is there, 7x. For example, y. For example, 7y square. Only one term, only one term, only one term. There is nothing apart from this single term. There is nothing in plus, nothing in subtraction, only single family is there. Whether it is 7x, power is 1, power is 2, power 3, doesn't matter. So these all are monomial. Second is binomial. So binomial are all those polynomials in which there are two terms. For example, 7x plus y. After adding plus sign or plus and minus signs are called operations. So using an operation, we can write two families. For example, 3y square minus 6y. How many terms? This term and this term. Two terms are there. For one more example, 6y plus 3. So they all are binomials. Why? In all these three equations, there are two terms. These are called terms 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So both the terms will be separated using an operation, and operations are what? Positive and negative sign. And third comes up is trinomials. So trinomials are all those polynomials in which there are three terms. Three terms. And to write the three terms, we have to use two operations. I mean, positive, negative, negative, positive, whatever. Okay. For example, 7x plus 3y minus 4. So look at the given polynomial. How many terms? 1, 2, 3. And two operations are there, positive sign and negative sign. One more, 2x square plus 3x plus 1. How many terms are there? One term, two term, three terms. So this is trinomial. So according to number of terms, we categorize the polynomial in three types. But here we are categorizing the polynomials according to degree. Degree means the highest exponent of a polynomial. For example, linear. First is linear. Linear means basically, linear means a straight line. Linear means straight line. You know, generally we use this linear word in our day-to-day life conversation. While in assembly, in morning time, when you do assembly at your school, at your institute, so your teacher shouts on you, stay linearly, stand linearly in prayer time. So linear means straight line. Okay, so linear means when the polynomial has degree 1, means the highest power of exponent will be 1, and this is the general format. P represent polynomial and x represents the variable. It means that the given polynomial is in the terms of x, and a and b are constant, but a has a special name. A will be called as coefficient. I know that is constant, but it is linked with x, so this is coefficient of x. I hope this is clear to you. And here b is what, champion? This b is constant term. This b is constant term. And can you see the highest power of x is 1? There is no any other x, only one x is there, and the power is 1. So this is called linear. For example, 2x plus 5. Moving ahead, quadratic. So my dear champion, quadratic polynomial will give you always parabola. When you draw a quadratic polynomial on graph, it will always give you parabola. And parabola means what? Parabola means what? Parabola means what? This polynomial will look like this. When you draw the polynomial, it will be intersecting x-axis at 2 points. So how many solutions will be having to a quadratic polynomial? 2 solutions. There will be 2 values of x which will be satisfying the given linear quadratic polynomial. And here this is a straight line. So when you draw a linear polynomial, it will be intersecting anywhere. It will be intersecting x-axis. Let's take so many linear polynomial. It will be intersecting x-axis at only one point. So there will be only one solution. There will be only one value of x which will satisfy the given linear polynomial. We'll be discussing later on, don't worry. Quadratic polynomial means two values of x which satisfy. And why? Because it is parabola, it is intersecting x-axis at the 2 points. For example, x square minus 3x plus 2. So P represent polynomial, x represent in the terms of x, and this is the general format. This is the general format. Px is equal to ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, but a should not be equal to 0, because if a will become 0, this entire family will be deleted. If a would become 0, so 0 into x square, so this entire family will become, invisible, will be vanished, so only this will be remaining there, and this is the format of linear. So if a will become equal to 0, the equation will become linear, so a can't be equal to 0. A should not be equal to 0 for quadratic. And we have example, x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. And third is cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial has excluded from the syllabus. But cubic polynomial is there in your syllabus, but only basic definition, the identity only. There is nothing else. We don't need to find out the solutions of the given cubic polynomial or the relationship between sum of zeros and coefficient. Only you have to understand what exactly the cubic polynomial will look like. So in quadratic polynomial, can you see the highest power is 2? And if the highest power is 2, so this is called degree. The degree will be 2. Can you see this is degree will be 2. In cubic polynomial, can you see here, this 3 is the degree. Why? 3 is the highest value, and that's why this is called degree 3. I hope this is clear to you all. So the highest exponent of the polynomial decides the degree. Now my dear champion, in linear polynomial, how many solutions will be there? Only x value. Only one value. Only one value of x. Only one value of x. In quadratic polynomial, how many values will be there? Two values. Two values of x which will be satisfying that, because it is intersecting at 2 points. That's why this is parabola. But if we talk about cubic polynomial, so cubic polynomial will look like this. How many intersections? 1, 2, 3. And that's why the cubic polynomial will be having 3 solutions, 3 values of x. 3 values of x which will be satisfying, the given given polynomial basically. So in linear polynomial, only one solutions will be there, only one value of x which will be satisfying the given linear polynomial. In quadratic polynomial, there will be 2 solutions of x, 2 values of x which will be satisfying the given linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial. In cubic polynomial, there will be 3 values of x which will be satisfying the given cubic polynomial. What is called these values? The value of x on putting the polynomial will become 0. What are these are called zeros also. How many zeros? Only 1 zeros will be there, 2 zeros will be there, and 3 zeros will be there. And these are also called roots. So the value of variable, on putting that value in any polynomial, the result will be 0. Such values are called solution. Look at the question. Classify. So here the highest power is 2. So if the highest power is 2, so this will be which type of polynomial? This is quadratic polynomial. And here in this, can you see the highest power, highest exponent of x is 3. So this is cubic polynomial. I hope this is clear to you everyone. Moving ahead. Now let's talk about geometrical meaning of zeros. First understand everyone, and along with the theoretical part, I have brought up questions also based on this theory. So don't worry. First understand the concept. Now let's talk about the geometrical meaning of zeros. What are called zeros? First understand what are called zeros. Listen champion, to make you understand about zeros, let me take an example. So for example champions, I have this polynomial 2x minus 6. This is the polynomial. 2x minus 3. Now you all have understood the basic concepts of polynomial. This is obviously linear polynomial because the highest power of x is 1. Okay. Now my dear champion, if I put here 1 at the place of x, so what will be the value of polynomial? 2 into 1 minus, we have to put here 1. So 2 into 1, 2 minus 6. So the answer will be minus 4. Clear everyone? Now put 2. If I put here 2, this will be 2 into 2. At the place of x we are putting 2 minus 6. So this is 4 minus 6 is equal to minus 2. Clear everyone? Now if I put here at the place of x I am putting 3. So 2 into, this is 2 into 3 minus 6. So 2 into 3 is what? 6. Oh my God! The result has become 0. So the value at which this polynomial is giving you answer 0. The value of variable at which the result of polynomial will become 0. That value is called zeros. That value of x is called zeros. My dear champions, I hope this is clear to you all. So here zeros is equal to 3. Because on putting 3 in this equation, this polynomial has become equal to 0. And this is called zeros. Because on putting 1 and 2 we are getting some values, we are not getting 0. So these two numbers will not be zeros. But on putting 3, the polynomial is giving you result 0 at x is equal to 3. So this will be the zeros. Now tell me, is there any other number apart from 3 which will be giving you 0 here in this polynomial? No, my dear. There is only and only value x is equal to 3. I am not talking about any fractional number. If any one of you might be saying, sir, yeah, I have a number. Sir, we can put this 12 by 4 at the place of x. Oh my God, what creative, how creative you guys are. 12 by 4 is also equal to 3, my dear champion. Don't try to be so creative. I know 12 by 4 is 3 also. I hope you are getting my point. So there is only one possibility. At x is equal to 3, this polynomial will become 0. How many solutions we have? Only one solution. And do you know why? Because the highest power is 1 here. The highest power is 1. So the highest power of variable decides how many values of x will be there at which the given polynomial will become 0. X decides. The degree decides. So in linear, there will be this. Now listen, champion, one more thing. So basically, in pure mathematics term, if I draw here graph, listen champion, please understand this geometrical meaning of this. Listen champion. My dear champion, we have px is equal to px is equal to 2x minus 3, 2x minus 6. Clear everyone? We have px means polynomial in terms of x. And that is equal to 2x minus 6. Very good. In mathematical term, this px is also represented as a y. At the place of px, we can assume y. Y represent y-axis, and this x-axis we know, and this x is representing the x-axis. This is your x-axis, and this is your y-axis. Now can you see here, if we are putting here this 2, if we are putting here x2, so 3, so 2 into 3, what we are getting here? If we put here x is equal to 3, please understand everyone, I am using a very simple method to make you learn this concept. If we put here 3 at the place of x3, so 2 into 3 minus 6 is equal to 0. Y will become 0. So we have, if we write the coordinate, so when we are putting x3, 3, 0, this is the coordinate, because y we are getting is 0. And y is what? Y is the result of a polynomial. So my dear champion, this is what I wanted to make you understand, everyone. So when x is 3, y is 0. So when x is 3, y is 0. This will be the line here. This will be the line here. This will be 3, 0. Now take one more. If we are putting here p, x is equal to 1, we are getting minus 4. So when we are putting x as 1, when we are putting x as 1, y we are getting minus 4. So where will be the coordinate? xy, x1, y minus 4. So this will be here somehow. This x1, 1 here, 1 here, and minus 4 something here. This. My dear champion, if we join this line will look like this. My dear champion, so the point at which y coordinate will become 0, this y coordinate will become 0, then the x coordinate, this x coordinate, the coordinate at which y coordinate is 0, the point at which y coordinate is 0, that x coordinate is called zeros. This x coordinate will be the zeros. So what is the geometrical representation of polynomial? My dear, you have to choose those coordinates where y becomes 0. So where y coordinate is 0, that x coordinate will be the zeros. I'm talking about here linear polynomials. By the way, if we go to the quadratic, we are talking about, I was discussing here linear polynomial. So my dear champion, tell me honestly, how many possibilities, how many points can be there if we draw a linear polynomial? How many possibilities are there where y coordinate will become 0 and there should be some x coordinate? There is only one possibility. There is only one possibility of a point where y coordinate will become 0 and x will be something there. Because this is a straight line, it will go always this and always this. There is no any possibility for the other point. There will be only one point, and that's why linear polynomial has only one roots. But if we talk about quadratic polynomial, listen, understand, zeros of px is equal to x coordinate, where the graph y is equal to px cross or touches the x-axis. So what is zeros? In the terms of geometrical meaning, what are the zeros? Zeros are the x coordinates, where the value of polynomial is equal to 0. And which we can also keep one thing in mind, the value of polynomial is we can consider as y-axis, right? So this is all about. Now for linear polynomial, a straight line will be there, exactly one crossing. For linear polynomial, exactly one crossing. But if we talk about quadratic polynomial, it is a parabola. So let's talk about here. I'm using this space. Later on I will be erasing this space to solve this question also. But let's understand the quadratic polynomial. So my dear champion, let's understand the quadratic polynomial. So my dear, I have already told you quadratic polynomial always gives parabola on graphical representation. So there are two possibilities. If a is greater than 0, and don't get confused my dear, if I'm talking about quadratic polynomial, so this is the general format, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So if a is greater than 0, means the coefficient of x square is greater than 0, means coefficient of x square is positive. So when you draw the graph of this polynomial, it will be opening in upward direction. But still, how many point intersections of x-axis are there? Two intersections. So these two intersection, can you see? These two intersection, here the y coordinate will be 0. Here the y coordinate will be 0. And do you know, if y coordinate has become equal to 0, here x coordinates will be zeros. These x coordinates will be the zeros. I hope this is clear to you all. Now if we talk about the second possibility, my dear, if a is less than 0, if a is less than 0. Again, there will be a parabola, but the orientation of parabola will be reversed. I mean, here the parabola was opening in upward direction, now the parabola will be opening in the downward direction. Listen here, if opens up if a is greater than 0, when a is positive, downs if a is less than 0. So if a is less than 0, the parabola will look like this, but still the parabola is intersecting at 2 points on x-axis. So how many x will be there? 2x will be there, and at these 2 points y coordinate will be 0 here, at these 2 points here and here, both, because these 2 points are lying on x-axis now. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So these 2 points are lying on x-axis, so the y coordinates will be 0 here. Y coordinates are 0, and if y coordinates are 0, it implies that these 2 points, the x-axis, the x values will be your zeros. So x coordinates of these 2 points will be zeros. X coordinates of these 2 points will be zeros. I hope this is clear to you all. Clear, everyone? So this is all about the geometrical meaning of 0. So my dear champion, if you draw the graph of any polynomial, whether the polynomial is linear or polynomial is quadratic, please find out the position where y coordinate becomes 0. So if y coordinate has become 0, that x coordinate, where y coordinate is 0, that x coordinate will be your zeros. So you have to find out those points where y coordinate is 0. But in linear polynomial, only 1 points will be there. In quadratic polynomial, 2 points will be there. In cubic polynomial, 3 points will be there. If we talk about cubic polynomial, so look, the cubic polynomial will look like this. Can you see here? This, and this. At all these 3 points, y coordinates are 0. So here, if y coordinate here, the y coordinate is 0. Here, y coordinate is 0. Here, y coordinate is 0. So the x coordinates, the value of x coordinates will be what? Zeros. These values will be the zeros, because when we are putting x of this, we are getting a result of polynomial 0. When we are putting this x, we are getting polynomial 0. When we are putting this x, we are getting this 0. I hope this is clear. Please take a screenshot. This is very important concept. Moving ahead, let's do question value of 0 of a polynomial. So my dear champion, I hope you guys have already understood 0 of a polynomial. A real number k is a 0 of px when on putting k in that given polynomial, the result has become 0. For example, we have 2x plus 5. Now my dear champion, if I put here at the place of x minus 5 by 2, now look, the result will become 0. Because x is minus 5 by 2, so 2 cancel, minus 5 plus 5 is 0. It means that the x is equal to minus 5 by 2 will be the zeros, because at this particular value the polynomial is giving you result 0. So x is equal to minus 5 by 2 will become zeros. Okay, geometrically we have already understood the zeros are the x values where graph meets the x-axis, and where graph meets the x-axis means what? Y coordinate will be 0. I hope this is clear to you all. When graph meets x-axis means what? Y coordinate will be 0. Simple. Okay. A polynomial of a degree n has at most n zeros. We know in linear polynomial only 1 zeros will be there. Quadratic polynomial 2 zeros will be there. Cubic polynomial 3 zeros will be there. We have understood. Look, find the zeros of px is equal to x square minus 2x minus 8. So let's do this question. So my dear champion, it is very difficult to find the value of x at which this polynomial will give you 0 if you follow the manual method. We are putting here x is 0, x is 1, x is 2, x is 3, minus 3. It is very challenging, because if you follow this method, it will be taking huge time to get that value of x at which this polynomial is become 0. It is very challenging. So we need a shortcut method. So we have very easy method, that is called middle term splitting method in quadratic polynomial, because this is quadratic polynomial. I hope this is clear to you everyone. This is which type of polynomial? Champion? Quadratic. And if this is quadratic polynomial, how many zeros will be there? 2 zeros will be there. This is quadratic polynomial, so there will be 2 zeros. So let's find out. Okay, so this is x square minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. Let's write this polynomial equals to 0. Let's assume this polynomial is equal to 0. But we want the value of x, that particular value of x, which will give you result 0. So to solve the quadratic polynomial by middle term splitting method, I am using here middle term splitting method. Everyone please focus. Middle term splitting method. Please focus here. How to use middle term splitting method? Listen here. First, the first work is multiply the constant term from coefficient of x square. Multiply the constant term, which is the last term, to the coefficient of x square. Okay. What is the coefficient of x square? 1. Nothing is there means 1 is there. And what is the constant term? Constant term is 8. So when we multiply 8 into 1, we are getting 8. I hope this is clear to you all. What is the first step? Always multiply the last term from the with the coefficient of x square. Now for this result, the multiplication result of 8 and coefficient of x square, now write the pair of factors whose multiplication is 8. For this 8, write the pair of factors whose multiplication is 8. So the first pair will be 8 and 1, because 8 1 ja 8. The second pair will be 4, 2. The third pair, only 2 possibilities are there. Please check it once. For 8, there are only 2 possibilities. The product of 8 and 1 will be giving you 8, and the product of 4 and 2 will be giving you 8. There are only 2 possibilities. Clear everyone? Now, in these 2 brackets, there will be only one bracket which will be helping you further. One bracket will be baseless, and the other bracket will be your friend. Now we have to decide which bracket is our friend. Now to decide this, please focus on this sign, the sign of the last term, and middle value, the coefficient of x. Focus on 2 terms. I hope till here nothing is confusing to you guys. Everything is clear. After multiplying last term from the coefficient of x square, we have 8, and we have to write the coefficient factor pair for 8. So the first bracket will be 8 1, and some of the student might be saying, sir, 1 8 is also there, sir 4 2, sir 2 4 is also there. Oh my god, both are same now. So there are only 2 brackets possible. So in these 2 brackets we have to pick any one, but to which bracket should we pick here? These decides these 2 things, negative sign and middle term. So negative sign decides that we have to subtract the numbers of each bracket from each other, and the subtraction should be equal to the middle value. So if we subtract 8 minus 1, we are getting 7. 7 is not the middle value. If we subtract 4 minus 2, oh my god, 4 minus 2 is equal to 2, and which is the central value. I hope this is clear to you. So this bracket is your friend. This bracket is your friend. I hope every 10th class students are now feeling confident. Any problem to anyone? So 4 and 2 is your friend. So you can write here at the place of 2, you can write 4 minus 2. So we have split 2 into 2 parts, and that's why this is called middle term splitting method. So we can write here x square, and this 2 can be written as 4 minus 2x. Now can you see here? At the place of this 2, we are writing 4 minus 2. So we have split the middle term into 2 parts, and that's why this is called middle term splitting method. Now open the brackets. So x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now make pairs. Can we take x as common? X minus 4. Can we take here 2 common? So x minus 4 is equal to 0. So we have two brackets, x minus 4, x minus 4. We can take any one. Always take any one, and these, the outside values will be combined in the single bracket. So now when we write this is equal to 0, x will be equal to 4. When we write this equal to 0, x will be minus 2. So these are the zeros. Yes, my dear, these are those values which will be giving you result 0 when we put here. Let me verify. So px, so let's put p4. So if we put here 4 square minus 2 into 4, I'm telling you guys, confirm result will be 0. Let's check it once. 4 square will be 16. 2 4 ja 8 minus 8, 16 minus 8. Oh my God, the result is 0. It proves that our answer is correct because we are getting 0. Now put x is equal to 2 minus 2, because one more zeros is minus 2. Now minus 2 whole square, 2 into minus 2, minus 8, minus 2 whole square will be 4, and 2 2 ja 4, minus minus plus, plus 4 minus 8, plus 4 plus 8, 8. Oh my God, 8 minus 8 is equal to, so both the values are giving you result 0. It means that x is equal to 4, x is equal to minus 2 are the zeros of the given polynomial. These are the zeros of the given polynomial. X is equal to 4 and x is equal to minus 2. I hope this is clear to you everyone. And you must have understood the middle term splitting method also. Moving ahead. Okay. So we have already discussed about this point. Zeros on a graph linear polynomial. So the zero of a polynomial is the x coordinate of the point where its graph meets the x-axis. So if the graph meets the x-axis, it means that their y coordinate will be 0. Okay. The graph of linear polynomial ax plus b, this is the general format of linear polynomial, is a straight line. We have already discussed and we have proved also. It always gives you a straight line. It meets the x-axis at exactly one point, and that point will be your zeros. A linear polynomial has exactly 1 0. So we have an equation here. Example, the line px is equal to 2x minus 4 meets the x-axis at this. So my dear champion, everything is already given to you. If this line is meeting x-axis, so can you see here the y coordinate is 0, and if y coordinate is 0, this x will be the zeros. This x will be zeros. Why? Because the y coordinate is 0. So here x is equal to 2. This is the answer. You can verify also. When we put here x is equal to 2, the result will be 0. P2, 2 into 2 minus 4, 2 to just 4 minus 4. Oh wow, yes, obviously. And can you see the polynomial has become 0, and this is equal to y coordinate. So the value of polynomial basically, reflecting y-axis. The value of polynomial is reflecting y-axis. So this is a straight line blue color, and here at this point y coordinate is 0, so the x coordinate will be the zeros. This will be your answer. Moving ahead, so let's talk about zeros on a graph, but about quadratic polynomial. So there are three possibilities. I'm not talking about downward opening and upward opening. Whatever I'm teaching you guys, every three possibilities, three situations are possible in downward opening also. So let's discuss only upward opening. So the graph of a quadratic polynomial is a parabola. We know this parabola. I hope you know this is called parabola. Parabola can be this also, can look like also, can look like also, can look like also. So there are four possibilities. But for quadratic polynomial, only these two possibilities are there, because we generally write the quadratic equation in the form of x. So it should be intersecting at 2 points on x-axis. If you draw this kind of parabola on x-axis, y-axis, it will be intersecting y-axis at 2 points. So it represents that your quadratic equation should be in the terms of y. Something like this, something like this. Clear everyone? But here we are talking about quadratic polynomial, and we are writing the quadratic polynomial in the terms of x. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So we generally prefer these two, because these two parabolas will be intersecting x-axis at 2 points. So we generally ignore these things. Okay, so let me erase this because it may be confusing for you all. Okay. Okay, so look at the three possibilities. So this possibility shows that the quadratic polynomials are intersecting at 2 points. Quadratic polynomials are intersecting at 2 points. So if these 2 points are different from each other, they all are distinct. So how many zeros will be there? Two different values of x. Two different values of x, and two different values of x means what? Two distinct zeros. Both the values of here x and here x, both will be different from each other. One is positive, other is negative, so both are different from each other. So there will be two distinct real roots. But if the parabola is just touching the x-axis, can you see this parabola is intersecting x-axis 2 points, and this parabola is just touching the x-axis, but parabola indicates quadratic polynomial, but it is just touching. So this point here, at this point, there will be only one value of x, because it is just touching the x-axis. So if there is only one value of x, so it doesn't mean the quadratic polynomial will be having only one root. No, still the quadratic polynomial will be having two roots, but both the roots will be equal to each other. So here this condition indicates that both zeros are equal to each other. You guys will be understanding this concept in depth in the there is a separate chapter, quadratic equations, so we'll be discussing there. Don't worry, how to find the nature of roots by calculating the discriminant value. So both zeros are equal to each other. Here parabolas are intersecting at two different points, so two different values of x, two different zeros. Here parabola is just touching the graph, so there will be only value of x, only one value of x. So if only one value of x, it means that both the zeros will be equal to each other. X will be, for example, here x is 0, so x is 0, 0. X is 2, x is 2. Many possibilities are for touching. It can be here. It can be here. For example, x is equal to 2. So 2 comma 2. For example, this is minus 3. So x is equal to minus 3, minus 3. These are the zeros. So if the parabola is just touching the x-axis, so there will be two real and equal roots. Now can you see this parabola is not touching the x-axis, neither intersecting nor touching, and our general format of quadratic equation, quadratic polynomial is this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is our quadratic polynomial in the terms of x, but it is not intersecting, neither intersecting nor touching. So there will be no value, no such value of x at which y coordinate is 0. There is no such value of x. It implies that no zeros. There will be no zeros. We can say no roots. No roots will be there. Never meet x-axis, touches x-axis, exact. So a parabola cuts the x-axis at this. So my dear champion, look at the question. This parabola is cutting x-axis at this point, and at this point, how many zeros? Oh my God, can you see here? This y coordinate 0, and here is also y coordinate 0. So if y coordinate has 0, if the y coordinate has become 0, so the x coordinate will be the zeros. So here the answer will be, because it is intersecting, cuts means intersecting, so zeros will be minus 2 and 2. This is the answer, because the y coordinates in both the points are 0. So the x coordinates will be zeros. Moving ahead, zeros on a graph. If I talk about cubic polynomials, champion, very easy yaar. The graph of a cubic polynomial can meet the x-axis in at most 3 points. Most 3 points. Therefore, a cubic polynomial has at most 3 zeros. In general, a polynomial of degree n meets the x-axis at at most n points. So degree decides how many intersections will be there on x-axis. If linear polynomial, only one intersection. Quadratic polynomial, 2 intersections. Cubic polynomial, 3 intersection. Biquadratic polynomial, 5 intersection. So degree decides. So look at the question here. This is 3 intersection points. This is the intersection point, this is the intersection point, this is the intersection points. So the number of zeros will be 3. And the question we have is, a cubic graph crosses the x-axis at this. So zeros will be this. Zeros will be -2, 1, 3. For example, this will be -2, -2, 0. This will be 1, 0, and this will be 3, 0. Can you see in all three coordinates? In all 3 points, y coordinate is 0. It is not visible to you guys. So this point here, this point is 3, 0. Right? So in all these 3 points, y coordinate is 0. And if y coordinate is 0, those x values, x coordinates will be the zeros. Okay, moving ahead. So now a new concept. Relationship between relationship in quadratic polynomial and the relationship of alpha and beta. So alpha and beta, we are just supposing zeros of any quadratic polynomial, and we have this quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. And my dear champion, if alpha and beta are the zeros, so my dear champion, in any quadratic polynomial, the sum of zeros, we are going to prove it mathematically, don't worry, but first understand the formula. So the sum of 0, it means alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Yes, my dear champion, the sum of zeros of any quadratic polynomial is equal to the fraction of coefficient of x to the coefficient of x square with negative sign, and the product of zeros alpha into beta is equal to c by a. This is the formula. So sum of zeros is equal to minus b by a, and the product of zeros is equal to c by a. This is very important formula. You might not be trusting on my words. I know you guys are very, very, very clever. So let's do a question. Let me prove. Let me show you. So look at the question here. We have x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. Find the sum and product of zeros and verify. Okay. So let's do this question here. So my dear champion, if we have this quadratic polynomial, I have already taught you in the previous slide how to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial by using middle term splitting method. So let's apply here again middle term splitting method. So to apply the middle term splitting method, we always multiply the last term from the coefficient of x square. So the coefficient of x square is 1, so 6 into 1 will be 6. Now for this 6, write the pair of factors of this 6. Pair of factors for this 6 whose multiplication will be 6. So first pair will be 6, 1 because 6 into 1 will be 6. The second pair will be 3, 2. Is there any other possibility? No, only 2 pairs are there. We have first bracket 6, 1, second bracket 3, 2. Now in these 2 brackets, only one bracket will be meaningful for us, will be productive for us, will be our friend, I would say. Now how to decide which bracket should we pick here? So we have to decide according to the plus sign, the sign of the last number, and the middle value, the coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? 5. And what is here sign? Plus. Now if this is plus here, now add the numbers in both the brackets according to, because of this plus sign. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Middle value is 5. So 6 and 1 is not our friend. Now pick 3, 2. 3, 2. So 3 plus 2. Why we are adding? Because according to this sign. And when we are adding 3, 2, we are getting the middle value. Oh wow. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is your friend. This is your friend. 3, 2. So now put here x square at the place of 5. We can put here 3 plus 2 x plus x, and because of this, this is called middle term splitting method, because we have splitted 5 into 2 parts, 3 plus 2. We have splitted middle term into two parts, and that's why this is called middle term splitting method. Now could you please open the bracket? 3x minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now make pairs. So pairs we have, can we take x common here? So this will be x minus 3 on taking minus 2 common. So we have 2 brackets, x minus 3, x minus 2 equals to 0. Now on taking this bracket equals to 0, we have x is equal to 3, the first zeros. On taking this bracket is equal to 0, we have x equals to plus 2. Because we are shifting this minus to that side, so it will become positive, and again this minus 2, minus 3 will become positive. So we have 3 and 2 as zeros. You guys can verify. When you put 3 and 2 in this equation, it will give you zeros, 0 result. So these are the zeros. Now, you can say first zeros as alpha, so alpha will be 3, and the second zeros as beta, so beta will be 2. Alpha is 3 and beta is 3. Now, find the sum and product of zeros and verify. Okay. So now find the sum of zeros. Sum of zeros, it means alpha plus beta, right? So alpha plus beta is what? 3 plus 2, and 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Right, everyone? Now find out the value of minus b by a, because alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Now where is b? Where is b? In this equation here, in this equation, can you see? This is a, nothing is there, so 1 is there. This is b, so b is minus 5, and this is c is equal to 6. So we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 5, and c is equal to 6. Now verify. Minus and b is already negative, so this is minus 5, and a we have is 1. Oh my god, minus minus plus. Can you see? Sum of zeros is 5, and minus b by a is 5. Hence verified. So hence verified. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. I hope this is clear to you. Clear, everyone? Now verify product of zeros. So product of zeros, it means this will be alpha into beta. So alpha into beta, alpha is 3 and beta is 2, so this will be 6. And now find out c by a. Why? Because alpha into beta is c by a. Where is c? C is 6. Where is a? A is 1. Oh, 6 by 1. 6 by 1 is 6. Product of zeros is 6. Hence prove that alpha into beta is equal to c by a. Hence verified. I hope this is clear to you all. So this is the beauty of quadratic polynomial. Moving ahead. Now forming a polynomial if zeros are already given to you. So this is very interesting formula, I would say. Listen, champion. So first of all, tell me what is the formula, I mean the general form of quadratic polynomial. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the general form. Now my dear champion, do one thing. Divide this entire polynomial, right hand side as well as left hand side, from a. Divide this entire polynomial from a. So if we divide this entire polynomial from a and 0 by a. My dear champion, a by a will be equal to only x square, and this is b by a. Can we write this as minus b by a? Agree or not? Can we write this plus sign as minus into minus? Because minus minus plus, right? And this is plus c by a, and 0 by a is equal to 0. We all know this. Can you see here a magical format? Minus b by a is what? Minus b by a is what? Sum of zeros. And c by a is what? Product of zeros. Now look at there. Minus b by a, sum of zeros. Minus b by a, sum of zeros. C by a, product of zeros. So can we write this formula as x square minus sum of zeros, means alpha plus beta into x, plus this is c by a. C by a is equal to product of zeros. This is the formula. So when zeros are already given to you, you guys can deduce the quadratic formula using this equation. So my dear champion, k is a constant, we can take constant. So px is equal to x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. This formula. When to use? When the roots are already given to you. Roots or sum of roots and product of roots are already given. Look at the question example here. Find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros, this is zeros. So this is alpha, and this is your beta. So alpha and beta are given to you. Now, can't we use this equation? Yes, we can. So let's use this equation. So x square minus sum of roots alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. So x square minus alpha is what? Alpha is 4 plus beta is minus 2 into x plus alpha 4 beta minus 2 is equal to 0. Now solve this. X square minus 4 plus minus minus. So minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So this is 2 here. And this is 4 into 2. 4 2 is 8. We are multiplying the numbers now, and plus minus minus. Minus 8 is equal to 0. So the required equation is x square minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. And this is our answer. So when zeros are given, we can find out the quadratic polynomial. Moving ahead, so key formulas at a glance. So in quadratic polynomial, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, which is very important formula as examination point of view. Oh, what happening? This is, and in quadratic polynomial, again product of zeros is c by a. This is c by a. In cubic polynomial, this is not required as per your examination point of view, but still you guys can memorize the formula. In quadratic polynomial, the sum of all the zeros is equal to minus b by a. Sum in pairs, alpha beta plus beta gamma is equal to c by a. Product of zeros is d by a. Why we are introducing d? Because when you write cubic polynomial, it will look like ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d will be 0. So in cubic polynomial, there will be 4 terms: power 3, power 2, power 1 and power 0. And to form a quadratic formula, when zeros are given, this formula will be used. Very important formula. Moving ahead, 3 things to remember. Degree control the zeros. Degree decides the number of zeros. Zeros, coefficients, the relationship between zeros and coefficient. This question will come in your exam. Write the relationship between zeros and coefficient. So sum is equal to minus b by a. We are talking about here quadratic polynomial only. Please don't get confused. We are talking about here only quadratic polynomial champions. Product is c by a for a quadratic polynomial. The cubic stand don't do. Build and verify. You can form a polynomial from its zeros. Yes, we can write the polynomial also if zeros are given to you. And these are the important questions from your NCERT textbooks. I wanted to give you few quality questions that will be helping you out in your exam champions. So please take a screenshot. Question number 2.1, question number 1, exercise 2.2, question number 1 of part 1, and these are the basic questions. Very important question. Please make sure to practice these questions before writing your exam. Thank you so much for watching this one short video of polynomials. I hope this video will really help you a lot. And if you feel that this content was really helpful for you all in Mathematics Champions, don't forget to subscribe the button and don't forget to like the session, and of course share with your friends, everyone. Stay connected with this channel because we all the teachers are dedicatedly delivering quality contents as per your board 2027 point of view. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed everyone. Take care of yourself and take care of your parents as well. Bye bye.